If I were going to describe the story of Final Fantasy XIV in 2 words, it would be ironic tragedy. Because on a meta level, that's exactly what it is. The story the game has chosen to tell and the skill set of the developers aren't just mismatched. They're so at odds the writers are actively working against themselves every step of the way. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm happy for the success Final Fantasy XIV has managed to achieve in the past few years, emerging as the only serious rival to World of Warcraft. But that success was achieved in spite of the story, not because of it. The logical place to begin exploring the problem is with the appeal that any game with a character creation system inherently has. The ability to put yourself into the game. Not literally yourself, but a character that's uniquely your own. It's a form of cooperative storytelling with you and Square Enix. They provide the world and the adventure, and you contribute your very own #OC. This is actually a really good idea. Allowing you to make a creative contribution, however small, to one of the longest-running and best-known RPG franchises in gaming is a great mission statement. In my opinion, Final Fantasy XIV works the best when you're interacting with the most iconic elements of the franchise. Riding a chocobo, interacting with Moogles, playing one of the iconic classes, or fighting the monsters you've come to know and hate from previous games. The only way you could improve on that aspect of the game would be to Kingdom Hearts style have cameos by characters from previous games. Speaking of, let's look at one of Square's biggest strengths as a developer. Character-driven stories. This style was really cemented by Final Fantasy VII, so much so that almost every game since has featured a colorful cast of likable characters coming together to save the world from a nebulous force of destruction du jour. And along the way, learning lessons about life, love, each other, not trusting large institutions, and exactly how much hair gel you need to get the right level of spikiness. Individuals from the group have strong emotional bonds with each other and exchange lots and lots of dialogue. Are you seeing the problem here? The Warrior of Light is a complete blank slate. Every line of dialogue thrown your way has to be equally applicable to any race-class combination. From heroic anime protagonist warriors to Dark Knight potatoes and everything in between. This frequently leads to unintentionally hilarious moments. Like a white mage standing by picking his nose while friends die in front of him, or having your comrades in arms tell you how much they love and respect you while you're wearing a full-body mascot costume. Not to mention that the Warrior of Light is in fact a Warrior of Light. One of thousands, in fact. Now, because of the game's class-based structure, the other Warriors of Light are required for your success. Thancred didn't help you clear that dungeon, it was Noob Slayer 101. Y'shtola didn't revive you after you got downed in that raid, it was Sparkle Star 3. Alfino didn't cause the party to wipe 4 times because he didn't understand the boss fight mechanic, it was stupid actually, never mind that last one. The point is, it's hard to sell a you're the hero narrative in a multiplayer game. I'm going to conclude by looking at a couple of games that also grapple with the character creation system. Starting with another great storytelling studio, BioWare. Specifically, the Mass Effect series. Much like Square, BioWare has a knack for creating casts of characters that you get to know over the course of your adventure. One of the techniques they use is allowing you options in dialogue. Now, Final Fantasy XIV does in fact have dialogue during cutscenes, however that's very few and far between. Another benefit of dialogue options for Mass Effect is it helps you flesh out your particular version of Commander Shepard. The other example is Destiny by Bungie. One of the best choices made by the developer was always framing the actions of your Guardian as part of a larger war waged by every Guardian, whereas the Warrior of Light is a single and extraordinary individual. Also, Bungie's choice doesn't prevent more personal storytelling and character interactions, like the excellent Destiny 2 Forsaken storyline. With the recent success of Final Fantasy XIV, the game clearly has a bright future. Hopefully that future includes elements like more dialogue options in cutscenes, and a better grounding for your character in the world of Final Fantasy. Maybe with nods to your race or your current job. Thank you for watching. If you're interested in story-based RPGs with a colorful cast of characters, check out Sorcerous, a dark fantasy mystery inspired by anime and classic tabletop games like D&D. A link to the game's Steam page is down in the description. Follow it to watch the trailer. And if you're interested in reviews of anime, comics, video games, and movies, check out my channel right here on YouTube.
Hey kids, today's show is brought to you by the letter 4 and the number potato! I'm a stupid private.